y'all, I have the new Wicked Widow Beauty Resurrection palette. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This is a rainbow palette full of mattes, duochromes, and multi-chromes. I am so excited to play with this one. Let's jump into it. Y'all, this is a rainbow palette from Wicked Widow Beauty. I'm really excited to be playing with this palette. Wicked Widow Beauty is an indie brand, meaning it's independently owned, and they are launching this palette on Wednesday. So I will put the date and the time of launch, everything like that, down in the description box, because I think this is really a beautiful palette. It is a rainbow palette. Rainbow. It has all the colors, not just colorful, but it has Roy G. Biv, the colors, you know? So I am really enjoying the palettes that Wicked Widow Beauty has been putting out this year. I think they have really beautiful formulas and I've just enjoyed them so much. So when I saw that they were doing a rainbow palette and we had so many colors, and I saw that it was multi-chromes and duochromes. We have an equal number of mattes, and we have like interesting shades. So instead of just green, like just a Kelly green, when you think about Crayola green, we have some different tones here, like some little more grungier greens. The orange even is a little more grungy of an orange, you know? So there's some really fun tones in here and I'm excited to play with it. I do have an affiliated code with Wicked Widow Beauty. If you're ever shopping their site, you can use code Heather to get a little bit of a discount, but I will put the link to the site and my affiliated code in the description box. But I do want to show you a close-up and swatches of this palette too. This is the Resurrection palette. It's 24 shades. The pans are magnetic, so you can move them around if you would like, but there are 10 multi-chromes, 2 duochromes, and 12 of their matte shades that do have that really pretty embossing in it. It's going to be $78, but once again, you can use my affiliate code to get a discount. And I'm really looking forward to playing with this one. It's going to be available on Wednesday the 15th at 12 p.m. Eastern. I really tried to show you in the mirror the shifts of these shades because I do think that they're really special. I also tried to play with the lighting a little bit just to show off the shift and the shine. I think I was able to capture things, especially if you do look from my arm to the mirror, from the swatches, look in the mirror. I tried to do different angles, things like that, so that I could show you everything. I also really like the kind of theming of the stained glass. I think that is really perfect for a rainbow palette. And I think this is a great addition to the Wicked Widow line. I like that they made a rainbow palette that is bigger than what they have done, but I wouldn't say it's a huge palette. It's definitely on the larger side. They've been doing some smaller pan palettes lately, so I'm excited to see this not too large but larger palette from them. I do have all of my makeup on except for eyeshadow, so what we're going to do is we're going to create 2 looks with this palette. I want to do a look on each eye. I want to play with some of these shades. I thought about doing like a rainbow across my eyes, but instead I kind of want to mix and match and just kind of dip all over this palette. So I'm going to throw down an eyeshadow primer. I'm going to zoom y'all in and we will create. Okay, so I put down my eyeshadow primer and we are going to start with our deepest shade. I want to do one eye, starting with the deepest shade, making sure I can buff and blend things out. And the other eye, I think we'll start with the lightest and then we'll work to darkest. So I know I have several palettes from Wicked Widow Beauty. I feel like I know their formula. I feel like I know the brand. So I just want to make sure this is the quality, the standard that I expect from them. I am wanting to start this eye look off over here with the red. I really want to play with the red shade because this is not like a true red. It's a little deeper. It is red, but it's just a hair deeper than what you would get if you like picked out a marker out of a crayon box. So, you know, it's got that little bit of different tone going on. So this is called Rebirth. We're gonna start with this shade and then we will go to our lighter shades. So I just want to work both ways. Okay, so I'm just going to press the red right in my socket like this, and then I'm going to pull the shade out a bit. Right out here you can see like my bone is right there, but I am going to pull it right out to kind of give myself some more space, open up my eye a little bit. This brush is from What's Up Beauty. I will link my other makeup details down below. Try to put everything in the description box. I'll make sure and put my primer, the brushes, everything like that. I tried to fill up the description box as much as possible. I'm also going to take this red to the lash line here, and then I'm going to make sure we're not blended perfectly, but just kind of make sure that that shadow is down, and then we're gonna reach for a different shade. Okay, now what I want to do to kind of buff this out is custom create my own color. I want to go in with Divine Light, this beautiful cream shade. So instead of a pure like stark white matte, they gave us this more cream color, but still really light, really beautiful. And I'm gonna mix that with this orange shade right here called Ritual. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna buff out and blend. And I just did like 2 dips into Divine Light and 1 dip into Ritual to give us a custom color, and then I'm just gonna buff and blend like this. Really pretty so far. All 3 of these mattes are not giving me any trouble with blending. They're all working really well together. Okay, for the lash line, I want to dip into this purple shade down here called Chapel. I think it's going to be really pretty with the kind of red oranges that we have going on up top. This mirror does have a palette. Yeah, the mirror in this palette, like it comes with the palette. Sorry, the palette does have a mirror. I'm sure you could see that in a close-up, but just in case you missed it, I'm taking this. This is on a Sigma brush from my favorites set, and I'm going to just blend this kind of low, not too low, but pretty low, because I want to be able to really see the purple even once I have on like my mascara and everything. I don't want my lower lashes to completely cover it to where we can't see that that's purple. So I'm just gonna drag that, and then what I want to do on both looks is do a black outer corner. That will just, even though I'm having 2 different looks on, we're gonna do the same shape and we're gonna put black on the outer corner. It'll be different shades everywhere else, so it'll definitely be 2 different eye looks, but it's going to give the look overall some cohesion, so that I can wear this look out and about today. I'm going to use the shade right down here, the matte black called Center. Okay, so I'm taking that shade right there, so we are gonna layer it right on top of our red like this. So we saw how the red blended out easily with the 2 lighter shades, and now you can see that the black is layering really well on top of the red. I don't want to bring it up as high or as far out or as far in, because I definitely want that red matte to be the focus. Like I said, this is just gonna help the look be a little cohesive. Okay, we're gonna do 2 shimmers or duochrome multichromes. We're gonna go into this beautiful gray slate color right here, and then Mosaic. I have been looking at Mosaic since I opened the palette. It looks really special. It looks different from other shades I have in my collection. It seems to have this really pretty texture to it that's like a pink to red to orange to peach shift. Like, it just looks really, really beautiful. And something that I really like about this palette is that there are different textures and formulas. Even with the multichromes and duochromes, it seems like there's more than just 2 formulas. Different, like, I just really enjoy that. I like when palettes have different textures and things. I feel like it makes the palette more interesting. It makes the looks that I can create with it like more diverse. I just enjoy it. So I am going to pick the shimmers up on my brush. 99.9% of the time when I use a shimmer or anything not matte, I spray my brush with setting spray. So that's what I'm going to do after I have the shadow on my brush. Okay, so this shade is going to kind of act as a go-between the matte black and matte red. So I'm just kind of putting it at an angle, kind of right here on my lid, and then I'm going to take it up and I'm going to stop it right there where my kind of like socket is. I'm not going to take it any higher than that. I'm just pressing it on, and then I'm going to slightly blend once I have all of that shade off of my brush. Okay, I'm taking Mosaic. Oh, that's pretty. There is a lot of shine there. That is gorgeous. Okay, I'm just going to press it on, and then once I have it all pressed off my brush, then I will blend. Y'all, I feel like I can see that shift so much. That's so pretty. Now, with the multichrome, a duochrome, any type of shift, you are going to get the most impact. You're going to see that shift the most when you can put it all over the lid. But I really want to play with a few of these shades. Oh, I feel like even just turning my head, you can see that shift. So pretty. Okay, so I'm putting the shade Ethereal right here on my inner corner. I think this shade is going to be perfect. Sorry, let me show you. Ethereal right here. It has this really beautiful shift to it. I think it's going to be the perfect shade to bridge the purple on the lower lash line to the red orangey pink that we have going on up top. And I may do some more blending after I get my mascara and all on, but this is going to be where we leave the look. I really like it. I think it's super cool and fun, and I'm really into it. But I am going to throw down an eyeshadow primer over here, and we'll create on this side. I'm really enjoying it. Like, and look at these 4 shades right here. Do those not scream like Christmas? If you want reds and greens for Christmas looks, and then you have some dramatic like New Year's shades if you want that. We have like the blues and purples for winter. I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling inspired. Let's create another look. Okay, eyes are primed and ready, and we're gonna start like we did over here. We started with red and then we buffed out with the lighter shades. We're going to start with the lighter shades here, and I'm actually going to mix these 2 shades. I'm going to mix Heavenly Realm and what is that? Reminiscence right here. Yeah. And I'm going to do this on my double-ended Sigma brush, and I'm going to make sure I have no creases in my primer. Oh, look at that custom color. Oh, I like that. That is swampy, isn't it? Like, that's the color of Shrek that is the swamp. Oh yeah, I am feeling it, y'all. That's really pretty. Okay, so I want to go in now with Sanctuary. We're going to go into the deeper, darker green. It looks so good. So I'm going to pick that up and we are going to press that right on top, but we're not going to blend it up as high. And I'm actually going to take this down to the lash line here, and we're just going to slowly buff. You can see that these are layering and building really well. That's super pretty. Oh, I really, really like those shades together. Okay, and now I'm going to add in that black shade called Center. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing we did on the other eye with this shade. So these shades are blending super beautifully, but it's time to go in with special shades. So I want to use these two shades right down here, Adorned Carving and Prayer. I think Prayer was probably the other shade in the palette that I was most excited about, Mosaic being one as well, but I think the shift in this one is really beautiful. It looks like it has a really pretty texture. And I'm trying to show you the other shade in the mirror too. Like, they just look very different. So I'm going to start off with this one, and then we're going to go into Prayer. Okay, I've got that shade on this Sigma brush, and I'm going to just put it in the same place we did our shimmer on the other lid. I'm going to use this to kind of transition us from the matte black to the main shade we're gonna put on the lid. This one's really, really beautiful. I absolutely love green and purples together. I just think it's a gorgeous combo. I feel like you can see the shift in that shade in the mirror. I mean, it's in such a small area, but still. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? Okay, we're ready. Let's put this on the lid, all right in here. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so this shade, Prayer, now that it's like next to the greens, it's kind of pulling a more blue-green, but I feel like at certain angles it also looks really like purpley gray. I don't know. That's really cool. So you can see somewhat of the shift in the mirror. Whoops. There we go. There's a better angle. Okay, for my lower lash line, I want to go in with this shade Afterlife. I think this is such a beautiful, like, blue with, like, this grayish tone to it. Like, if the sea were angry, if you were going to draw a picture of a pirate ship and you're thinking in your mind the sea is angry, this is the color you would use. That's what it makes me think of. Okay, that is what it makes me think of. Really beautiful. So I'm just going to buff and blend. Again, I'm gonna bring it down just as low as I brought the purple on the other eye, so that our look is nice and cohesive. And then we're going to highlight the inner corner. And I think it is time to use the beautiful shimmer, the lightest one in the palette. Oh, that's beautiful. Like, I cannot wait to use that all in the crease. But I want to use Halo. That's a perfect name for this shade. I want to use Halo right in the inner corner. I'm going to spray my brush really quick. Again, every single shade that's not a matte, I'm spraying my brush with setting spray after I pick up the shadow. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? That's gorgeous. That is a gorgeous, like, green, blue, white shift. Oh yeah, I love it. Okay, these are going to be the 2 finished looks. I definitely have some thoughts. I want to talk about this palette some more, but I am going to put down eyeliner. I'm going to put on a false lash because hello, this look is drama. It calls for a lash, and I will be right back. All right, y'all, here are the finished looks. I am so into these looks. I am so into this palette. Let me just say, if you were looking at this and thinking, is this just another rainbow palette? No, it's not. This has such beautiful shades in it. It has some shades that have some really different undertones with what we normally see in a rainbow palette. And I only used, I think, 15 out of the 24 shades. So I'm not going to say, oh my gosh, this is my favorite, but don't be surprised if it becomes a favorite later on. I'm definitely going to keep playing with it, testing it, trying, creating more looks, all of that. I love to play with makeup even when I'm not filming for YouTube. So I'll definitely be playing with this more, and I could see this becoming a favorite. I want to say it's a favorite, but I'm not, because I realize this is my first time playing with the palette, but this does feel like really, really beautiful shadows. Everything performed beautifully. You see, like, they layered well, they blended well, no matter what shade I was kind of starting with, no matter what shade I was layering on top. I love that we have 12 beautiful matte shades to choose from, as well as those 12 multi-chrome duochrome shades. I love both of my looks. I really do. They're both giving like different vibes. You know, I am here for it. I am really into this palette. I think Wicked Widow Beauty did a great job with this one. And like I said, I could definitely see it becoming one of my favorites. I am really happy that it's not just a rainbow palette. They put their own twist on it. They put some different tones in there. I am loving my looks. I will tag the products, other things on me that I can, in like the YouTube thing. You see the banner where I like can tag the products? I will do that. I will put things in the description box. I try to fill it up as much as possible. I will, of course, put my affiliated code Heather if you're looking to pick up this palette. I will put the link, the launch time. If you are not interested in this palette, remember, I'm never here to tell you to buy anything. I am never going to tell you to buy anything. I'm not trying to convince you. If you were interested in this palette, if you were looking for a palette like this, hopefully my video is helpful to you. If you are not buying makeup, maybe you can shop your stash, recreate these looks. If you're just here to hang out, thank you so much. I hope you had a good time, because I had a great time playing with makeup and chatting with y'all. Let me know, are you having an amazing day? I would love to hear from you. Please do subscribe. I have so many videos coming this week, and I will see you very soon in another one. Bye!